You see this moniker right here, Innova. Well, that's synonymous to reliability. Toyota Innova के साथ सिर्फ एक गाड़ी नहीं बेचती है भरोसा. भरोसा that this is going to keep you comfortable and safe. भरोसा that this is going to go for miles and years without breaking a sweat easily and will be your long-term companion. Bharosa that this is not going to give you trouble in the longer duration because this has always been perceived as a long-term investment. ये टोयोटा का वो घोड़ा है जिस पर आप पैसे लगा सकते हैं and you know कि वो पैसे डूबेंगे नहीं. So for the last 2 decades, that is exactly what has made the Innova brand so popular in India. And now we have the Toyota Innova HyCross with us, which claims to build up on all those trends. And it claims that this is going to be the best in the segment despite being on the pricier side. And we are exactly going to see what makes this car so special. I'm Shubham Parasha. You're watching Park Plus, your car app. Do subscribe to the channel. Do hit the bell icon to stay notified. And do head to the app for all the updates in the Indian car bazaar. चलिए शुरुआत करते हैं और देखते हैं कि आखिर ये गाड़ी इतनी स्पेशल है क्यों. तो चलिए शुरुआत करते हैं कि Toyota Innova HyCross दिखने में कैसी लगती है. Now what I have always loved about Innova is that they have maintained that uncontroversial and acceptable design language. Throughout generations, they have always looked quite safe and contemporary, and the Toyota Innova HyCross is no different. जो बात आपको सरप्राइज करेगी that this is bigger than the Toyota Innova Crista itself. Yes, it's longer and wider, but at the same time doesn't look overly humongous and gels very well in the urban jungle, thanks to the way the muscle has been molded and the way mass has been executed right here. Very bold and very angular, and has that premium feel going on thanks to all the elements you see here. Like the grille, it's quite wide, quite bold and tall, and has this nice chrome line going around it. The headlights, quite sleek treatment you see here. Wraparound treatment bhi aapko mil jata hai. These are LED headlights and a very sleek DRL on the bumper right here, and these double up as turn indicators. The fog lamps again tucked in very nicely, and you see a nice contrast on the face as well in terms of grey finish on the grille or black finish on the bumper cladding. So yes, it has that premium appeal going on for it. Now in profile, it does maintain that quintessential MPV silhouette, and I quite like the way bulge has been executed. You have these flowing out wheel arches right here. Character lines भी काफी अच्छे से neatly execute किए गए हैं, giving it that angular look. They flow up towards the rear of the car, and even the cladding, not overly sized, quite appropriately fits in the profile of the car. The only eyesore to me are these alloy wheels. काफ़ी simple है ये देखने में. Now Toyota could have given a dual tone treatment right here, and despite these are 18-inch alloy wheels, so quite decently sized, but अगर आप profile में देखेंगे तो ये थोड़े से ज़्यादा छोटे दिखते हैं. You also have this hybrid badge right here, जिसकी बात हम करेंगे when we will get behind the wheel. That urban flavor is carried on to the rear design as well, and what I quite like that the design doesn't look busy. You have an angled windscreen, a nice spoiler-like treatment, a flat boot, sleek LED taillights, and a slim chrome detailing, giving it just the right kind of contrast. Overall, it does feel bold, urban, and premium. But does it feel premium enough even on the inside? Let's go and check that out. Now on the inside, the Toyota Innova HyCross will give you that robust, durable and built to last sense of quality. That said, it doesn't feel premium enough at the same time. Don't get me wrong, it has got generous use of soft touch upholstery on the dashboard, on the door pads, and I like this brown and black dual tone treatment as well. The layout is also decent. You have got this island like treatment here and nice contours on the dashboard, but ये जो hard plastic है यहाँ से आपको वो जो सेंस ऑफ सोफिस्टिकेशन है that is missing. That said, nice upholstery on the seat, quite comfortable and well bolstered seats, and feels comfortable on the longer go. I have a commanding view of the road outside as well, and the steering wheel again is both height and reach adjustable, comes with paddle shifter, so ergonomically the cabin is quite sorted, and it has got good features at the same time as well. So you have a 10.1-inch touchscreen infotainment system with wireless Apple CarPlay, but for Android Auto you will have to resort to this wire. Again, in terms of graphics, not the best in the segment, but is quite adequate, and even the UI is simple at the same time isn't very confusing, so I personally like that. Other features like dual zone auto climate control you have here, one for the first row, one for the second row, and you have 360-degree camera view, electric parking brake, drive modes right here, blind spot monitor, you have auto dimming rear view mirror, type C and USB charging ports, you have powered front seats, ventilated front seats, and the driver seat comes with memory function, auto up and down for all the 4 windows right here, JBL branded sound system, so premium sound system you have there, digital instrument cluster. The only thing that you miss here is a wireless charger. Now phone रखने के लिए भी आपको अलग से कोई जगह नहीं मिलती, that is a miss, but again you have decent storage space like a recess in front of the co-passenger, 12 volt की आपको socket भी यहाँ मिलती है, and decent storage space inside this central console as well, and quite generously big door pockets. Other than that, in terms of safety, it has got 6 airbags as standard and comes with level 2 ADAS features. And here is a proper lowdown on the entire features list and level 2 ADAS features. And now coming to the engine options. So the Toyota Innova HyCross is available with 2 engine options. First up is the 2-liter naturally aspirated petrol engine offered on the lower variants, and then is the 2-liter strong hybrid engine option available on this top end variant. So the strong hybrid comes with a 2-liter naturally aspirated petrol engine coupled with a 1.7 kWh battery pack and belts out 184 brake horsepower. The engine belts out 188 Nm of peak torque, and the electric motor further belts out 206 Nm of peak torque, and the engine is mated to an eCVT automatic gearbox that sends power to the front wheels. Yes, this is a front wheel drive car based on the monocoque TNGA platform, and this clocks triple digit speeds 0 to 100 km/h run in a respectable 9.5 seconds. जो 2 लीटर की naturally aspirated petrol engine है, that belts out 172 brake horsepower and 205 Nm of peak torque and is mated to a CVT gearbox as standard. And with that, now it's time for us to get started with the drive. So let's go. Now I have been driving the Toyota Innova HyCross for the last 1 week, and I can confidently say that under the 30 lakh price bracket, this is the perfect family package and the perfect people mover. Yes, it is that good. And honestly, unless and until you need a proper 4-wheel drive SUV, I really don't see any other reason to go for a different option rather than the Innova HyCross, because it is a perfectly balanced package. You get the best of the fuel economy here, and you get quite satisfying performance still, and that with all the people being on board. तो सबसे पहली बात करते हैं फ्यूल इकोनॉमी के बारे में. Now I have been getting over the claimed fuel economy figure. Yes, close to 30 kilometers per liter I have been getting in eco mode on the highway, and honestly I am not hypermiling. I am just driving the way I drive normally. मैं बिल्कुल आराम से cruise कर रहा हूँ, and obviously I am not driving very aggressively at the same time as well. But as far as you are doing normal double-digit speeds, or even lower triple-digit speeds, you can get quite a good fuel economy from this vehicle, and that is something which is a priority for quite a few of us, especially with the fuel prices soaring so high. और मैंने इसे सिटी में चलाया है, हाईवे पे चलाया है, और अगर मैं कंबाइंड फ्यूल इकोनॉमी की बात करूँ देन इन इको इन सिटी आई कैन ईजिली गेट अराउंड 17 किलोमीटर्स पर लीटर एंड दैट इज़ इन बम्पर टू बम्पर ट्रैफिक सिचुएशन स्टिल। एंड अगर मैं नॉर्मल सिटी मोड में चला रहा हूँ स्टिल इट गिव्स मी अराउंड 14 to 15 किलोमीटर्स पर लीटर देयर। यस, व्हेन यू गो टू पावर वहाँ पर फ्यूल इकोनॉमी थोड़ी ड्रॉप हो जाती है, बट स्टिल you get around 12 kilometers per liter, and the difference in power output, how the gearbox and engine responses to your throttle inputs is quite perceptible. वो difference काफ़ी अच्छे से आपको समझ में आती है behind the wheel here. So when you are in power mode, जो engage आपको mostly highway पे ही करने की ज़रूरत पड़ती है, it feels a bit punchy as well. And overtaking comes very easy. So frequent overtake आप कर रहे हो, you want to do a bit more speed, you want to carry a bit more speed, you can easily do that in power mode, and still it will give you a fuel economy of around 14 kilometers per liter on the highway, obviously if you are not pushing it too hard. And that for me is the biggest strength of the Toyota Innova HyCross, especially given the uncertainty around diesel cars. And then when it comes to handling, then even that is quite decent, because as far as you're making lane changes at around triple digit speeds, 105 kilometers per hour, you will be very comfortable. All passengers will be very comfortable and they won't be unnerved. And even when you're around corners at around 80 kilometers per hour, 60 kilometers per hour to 80 kilometers per hour, it can carry that speed pretty easily as well. So yes, around long bends and all, body rolls आपको around 80 kilometers per hour तक bother नहीं करते हैं. Obviously when you will be pushing it a bit harder, then you'll need to slow down around corners there. Now the only drawback is that when you push it that hard, NVH levels थोड़े से बढ़ जाते हैं and you get to hear that engine growl. But that's only when you rev it hard. As far as you're doing normal rev speed, so as far as you're maintaining around 3000 RPM, the engine feels quite silent and the car feels quite composed. And then अगर मैं steering feedback की भी बात करूँ, then it's quite easy to drive in the city because it's feather light at lower speed. Yes, very easy to maneuver, and one of the biggest strengths again is its turning radius, which makes it quite an easy driver within the city. Yes, turning radius काफ़ी impressive है, and other than that, the steering also weighs up nicely when you speed up. So when you are doing normal triple digit speeds, you have ample confidence and ample reassurance from the steering wheel. That is nice, but at the same time, it is not as engaging as some of the competition, especially the Mahindra XUV 700, which feels quite sportier behind the wheel. That said, this one still gives you the best balance between fuel economy, ride, handling and performance, because diesel cars वहाँ पर काफ़ी ज़्यादा uncertainty है, and in Delhi NCR especially, you know, the lifespan is only 10 years. And then when it comes to bigger turbo petrol engines like 2-liter turbo petrol engines, those are sportier to drive but not fuel efficient at all. At the same time, if you have a proper hybrid setup like you get in the Toyota Innova HyCross, you have got adequate performance and it is satisfying behind the wheel. At the same time, a commendable fuel economy figure, which gives it quite a good highway cruising credentials, and it is quite a comfortable and efficient mile muncher in that regard. तो चलिए, ये बात होगी परफॉर्मेंस और हैंडलिंग की, बट व्हाट अबाउट राइड क्वालिटी? खैर वो बात हम करने वाले हैं पीछे वाली सीट से. These are the most comfortable seats inside this cabin, and owners will want to spend most of their time on these seats itself. Now, knee room, leg room, as you can see, the cabin feels cavernous and कोई कंप्लेन की गुंजाइश यहाँ पर नी रूम लेग रूम में आपको नहीं मिलती है. द फ्रंट सीट इज सेट अकॉर्डिंग टू माई कंफर्टेबल सीटिंग पोजिशन, एंड डिस्पाइट दैट आई हैव generous knee room right here, and I can easily cross my leg and sit. I can spend quite a long commute and quite long hours inside this cabin and will be comfortable still. And to further make myself comfortable, these are ottoman seats, so these have quite general recline function as well. You have the footrest going up, and I can recline this seat all the way back and I can make myself comfortable and I can spend hours here. But the only restriction here is that अगर आप इस footrest को पूरा ऊपर करेंगे, then you don't have enough space to stretch your leg completely. उसके लिए इस सीट को आपको और भी आगे करना होगा, and still there will be that limitation in space. But still it allows you to get to a comfortable position and just lounge inside this cabin. So comfort के मामले में आपको यहाँ पर complain की कोई भी गुंजाइश नहीं मिलेगी. And Innova has always been known for the sheer comfort it offers. जैसा हमने बिल्कुल शुरुआत में आपको बताया था, the Innova HyCross just builds upon that and takes that a notch above. Other than that, इस कैबिन में आपको बाकी सारे फीचर्स काफ़ी अच्छे मिल जाते हैं. लाइक यू हैव द रियर क्लाइमेट कंट्रोल सिस्टम हियर, सेपरेट टेम्परेचर सेटिंग एंड लोअर सेटिंग्स के साथ है 2 Type-C चार्जिंग पोर्ट्स, a sun blind which I quite like, and a good sense of space as well. So the window, again the window line is a bit lower and it's quite a large frame to give you good sense of space, and further the sunroof adds to that. So panoramic sunroof extends all the way to the second row. Then you have this tray table right here. मैं यहाँ पर 2 फ़ोन आराम से रख सकता हूँ. So both passengers can keep their phone. You get 2 cup holders, and again in terms of ride quality, it has been a key strength of the Toyota Innova. Always, like सारे Innova की ride quality हमेशा से हमें पसंद आई है, and the Innova HyCross feels even better being constructed on a monocoque chassis. So on a longer commute, it soaks up bumps quite effectively, and you know, as far as you are doing normal triple Z speeds, you are not going to feel any undulation on the road. Basically वो आपको कुछ भी bother नहीं करने वाले. Even you know, when there are speed breakers or potholes, again वो बहुत ज़्यादा बड़े इंटेंस होते हैं तो ही आपको बहुत ज़्यादा प्रॉब्लम होगी, and then the driver will need to slow down. Otherwise, smaller rough patch, you can just go hovering over them and you will be settled still. So yes, as far as comfort goes, the space, the ride quality, the features, everything makes this quite a comfortable mile muncher, and I think under the 30 lakh bracket, this is the best people mover still you can buy. And with that done, it's time for me to check the rear seat. उसके लिए आपको थोड़ी सी इस सीट को आगे करनी पड़ेगी. आपके पास यहाँ पर again adjustment option बहुत ज़्यादा मिलती है. As you can see, this can go all the way forward and you can make more room for rear passengers. Now let's see वहाँ पर space कैसा है. Now as you can see, getting in the third row is quite easy because door well की size decent है. And now I am in the third row. Let's see यहाँ पर space कैसी है and ride quality कैसी है. तो अब हम आ गए हैं थर्ड रो में, एंड एज यू कैन सी स्पेस के मामले में मैं यहाँ पर ज़्यादा अनकंफर्टेबल नहीं हूँ. नाउ मैंने सेकंड रो सीट को अपने सीटिंग पोजीशन के हिसाब से सेट कर लिया था, एंड देयर इज जनरस स्पेस ऑन द फ्रंट एज वेल. उसके बावजूद यहाँ पर थर्ड रो में मेरे पास काफ़ी अच्छी स्पेस है, एंड ऑनेस्टली अंडर थाई सपोर्ट इज़ ऑल्सो गुड. फ्लोर हाइट जो है वो थोड़ी सी लो है, एंड आई एम वेरी कंफर्टेबल इवन ऑन द थर्ड रो. द बेस्ट पार्ट, राइड क्वालिटी. वी आर ऑन अ स्मॉलर रफ पैच हियर, but उसके बाद भी again bumps are not bothering me, so I think I can spend longer commute even in the third row. So the commendable part is that adults will be comfortable in the third row for longer commutes as well. आप आराम से यहाँ पर 8-10 घंटे की भी जर्नी कवर कर सकते हो and you won't be uncomfortable. Also you don't feel hemmed in. ये जो quarter glass area है बहुत बड़ा नहीं है, but the rear glass is quite wide. You get good light from there, so you don't feel hemmed in as such even here. Now features मुझे यहाँ पर मिल जाते हैं. कप होल्डर्स है, स्पेस टू कीप माई फोन, 12 वोल्ट चार्जिंग सॉकेट, ये सारे फीचर्स मुझे यहाँ पर मिल जाते हैं. बट ये जो रियर एसी वेंट है, आई थिंक ये थोड़ा सा ज़्यादा आगे की तरफ है. आई वुड हैव लाइक्ड इट टू बी स्लाइटली हियर क्लोजर टू मी सो दैट एयर फ्लो ज़्यादा अच्छा होता. नॉट अ बिग इशू, लेकिन हाँ थोड़ा बेटर हो सकता था. नाउ हेडरूम भी यहाँ पर जस्ट अबाउट एडिक्वेट है मेरे पास. आई एम 5 feet 10 inches, एंड द विड्थ ऑफ द कैबिन वेरी जनरस, वेरी इनफ टू फॉर 2 adults, बट यहाँ पर 3 adult को फिट करना थोड़ा मुश्किल हो सकता है. यस, 2 adults and 1 children can still manage. So all in all, even the third row of the Toyota Innova HyCross scores pretty high in my books. But उसके बाद जो बूट स्पेस है वो भी impressive है, तो एक नज़र वहाँ भी डाल लेते हैं. So you have got an electric boot gate right here, which opens up 300 liters of boot space with all the seats up. enough to carry a couple of suitcases and a few duffel bags. But अगर आप इन seats को fold कर देंगे, it will open up 991 liters of boot space, which looks enough for your house moving duties as well. Well, the Toyota Innova HyCross is quite a complete and reliable package and potently builds up on the Innova brand's reputation. And that reputation doesn't come cheap. Ex-showroom prices for the Toyota Innova HyCross petrol begin at 18,92,000 rupees and go up to 19,82,000 rupees, while prices for the strong hybrid Innova HyCross begin at 25,72,000 rupees and go up to 30,68,000 rupees. So what's the Park Plus verdict? अब देखिए, I agree that the Toyota Innova HyCross comes at the pricier side of the segment, but for that premium, you get unmatched reliability, sheer comfort on the inside, a feature-loaded cabin, and quite a frugal engine that doesn't feel underpowered behind the wheel. So on that note, I still think that this is one of the best investments you can make, and under the 30 lakh price bracket, this is the best family car you can still buy. I'm Shivam Parashya, you're watching Park Plus, your car app. Do subscribe to the channel, do hit the bell icon to stay notified, and do head to the app for all the updates in the Indian car bazaar. I'll see you in the next video.